Hey guys, great to have you here today. Beautiful day out here. A great day to break 80. We all like to shoot in the 70s. In order to shoot in the 70s, we have to have a couple of things that need to be going the right way. So in our 90s video, we talked about how we got to stop coming over the top, getting that ball to that club to release, and starting to hit those draws. Now that we can hit a little bit of a draw, we need to be able to do that consistently, but we also need to have a little bit of control of this club face. So instead of just hitting one shot over and over again, trying to hit that draw every time, we got to be able to hit a fade and a draw. So we're going to do this a variety of ways. And the first thing I'm going to do here is, let's imagine that I'm going to set up straight ahead. So let me put an alignment stick down. I'm going to put this right to my target out in the distance. Actually, let's do a little bit more to the camera. There we go. That's probably closer to where the camera's set up. That should be pointing roughly straight ahead. Now, as I'm hitting my draw, what I'm feeling here is that I'm going to go ahead and let that club shallow out, come from the inside, and then again, roll around the outside of the ball. I'm letting my hands roll on over just like that, and that's going to let that ball turn over from right to left. We've done that one before. We all need to work on that. If you haven't mastered that yet, I'd go and work on some of the draw videos that we talk about in our top speed golf system. And then once we've done that, now let's go ahead and try to fade a few. So what I'm going to do to fade the ball, I'm going to open up my stance a little bit. I'm going to open up my front toe. I'm going to put the ball just a little bit farther forward in my stance. So if this is, let's say, my normal ball position, it doesn't have to be here, but this is just kind of a stock ball position. Let's say right there off the logo or the shirt or the left ear, somewhere in that general vicinity. If I'm going to play a fade, I'm going to go ahead and open up my stance, and I'm going to put that ball a little bit farther forward. That way it's easier to get back into the left. It's going to make it easier for that path to move to the left when I do that. So once I've set up like that, now I'm going to feel like that I'm letting the club kind of hold open and the face isn't going to roll down as much. Now the real key here for a good powerful fade is we still have to come from the inside. We still have to shallow this club out to kind of get this wrist at least flat, and then we're coming into the left. A poor fade or a weaker fade is going to come down steeper over the top and then chop down in the ball this way. I want to shallow this club out and then go ahead and have it swing to the left, but the reason that's good is because I'm still getting compression on the golf ball, because I'm getting some forward shaft lean as I'm hitting this fade. If I'm coming down steep, I'm flipping and losing my forward shaft lean. So that's really going to help with that. So work on hitting a couple of those fades along with your draw. So I'm going to line up a little left here, ball up in my stance, still shallowing the club. I'm swinging left and hitting that nice power fade out there into the middle of the fairway. There we go. That ball turned over a few yards, right where I was aiming. So we're working on not only hitting that fade, but hitting it with some good power, some good speed as we're doing that. And then we're going to go back and forth and hit the draw. So I'm going to go draw, fade, draw, fade. Start out with some nice easy swings, and then work to where you can aim at your target in the distance. Imagine that's a wall between your ball and the target. For my draws, I'm going to start them to the right of that wall and draw them back in. For my fades, I'm going to start them to the left of that wall and then fade them back into that. And I'm going to go back and forth until I can hit about 20 shots alternating. Draw, fade, draw, fade. Doesn't have to be in a row, just 20 total. Now from there, I got pretty good control of my game. I have enough compression, I have enough control of my ball to where I can go out there and I can shoot in the 70s. Because if I hit a shot that's a little bit offline, I know kind of how to adjust that a little bit to get it back in the fairway. Now, the next thing we need to do, when we're breaking 90 or just learning to play, it's really important to get distance control with our wedges. Let me grab my sand wedge here. So we talked about in our breaking 90 video that I'm going to go ahead and chip to this towel, and I'm really going to work on landing one short, landing one on the towel, landing one longer. Now in this video, we're going to go ahead and work on the height control. So we're going to work on the same distance but 3 different heights. So I'm going to first chip this normal or this low ball, and I'm going to put it back in my stance. So this one's going to come out lower and land on the towel. I'm going to try to land it on the towel. So if this is my normal, again, my normal ball position would be about like that. I'm going to go ahead and put it a little bit back in my stance, about an inch back. I'm going to go ahead and get a little bit more forward shaft lean, and I'm going to feel like I really kind of bow the wrist down. I also might narrow up my stance a little bit. That's easier to hit down into the ball if I have a slightly narrower stance. So let's try those things out. Ball an inch back. I'm going to go ahead, narrow up my stance, and I'm really feeling like I'm bowing my wrist, de-lofting that club, and it's going to come out nice and low. I'm going to want to hit a draw here and kind of have a slight right to left curve on this ball. Here we go. Landed it right on the towel. So that's a low runner that landed the towel. Then we'll go ahead and do the same thing with our normal shot. So I'll spare you the normal pitch shot here. We'll just do everything we normally would do, normal trajectory. And now let's go ahead and hit a high one to try to land on that towel. So the same club, I've hit a low one, I've hit a mid trajectory. Here's my normal setup. I'm gonna go ahead and put that ball a little bit up in my stance, just about an inch up. And I'm also gonna drop this back foot a little bit wider. That's setting me up more behind the ball, easier to get under the ball from there. And then as I come on through, I feel like my back of my logo of my glove is pointing up to the sky. That's gonna allow me to hit it a little bit higher as I'm hitting this shot. So again, I'm gonna try to land it to the towel. Ball is up in my stance. Stance is a little bit wider. And then I'm gonna keep my left wrist just kind of facing up to the sky to hit a nice little high, soft shot. There we go, a little bit too far. I'd have to practice that a little bit more. But now we're controlling that trajectory. We've hit the low shot, the medium shot, the high shot. We've also controlled our distances as we work through some of the other drills in the Breaking 90 video. And now we're ready to take it to the green. I got some great drills there that are gonna help you to really fine tune that game so you can start shooting in the 70s. Hi guys, welcome back. When it comes to breaking 80, there needs to be a lot of consistency in your game, especially with these short putts. As we start to get our scores lower and lower, every stroke matters a little bit more. We got to be able to make sure we can concentrate and keep it together even when there's a little bit of pressure. So here, I've set up 3 balls, all different spots. I don't want to putt from the same spot every time. I want to make it more realistic to like being out there on the course. And I'm going to set up to this 4-footer. I'm going to concentrate here on my legs being really nice and quiet. Not much leg movement at all. Nice and smooth with my hands and arms, and a very smooth stroke as I'm coming back and through. And I also want to visualize that this is for something, whether it's my local, skins game, whether it's the 18th hole of the Masters, whatever it is. I got to put a little bit of pressure on myself so that I can recreate the feelings that I'm going to have to a smaller degree when I'm out on the course. Now I'm going to try to make all 3 of these before I move on to the next one, or before this drill is complete. So I've made one, now I've got to go to a different area. And again, I'm really visualizing that this is for something. Maybe this is the 18th hole. We've had 5 carryovers, and this is for all the skins in my local game. And I'm trying to recreate those feelings and really visualize that putt going in. That's one of the biggest things I see is you go lower and lower, is we have to visualize a lot better. We have to really see this ball going in, because we can't afford to drop 2 or 3 easy strokes if we want to start breaking 80 very consistently. So I've really got to visualize that stroke before I even start, and I'm going to see that ball right in there. So do this drill. Start out about 4 feet from the cup, 3 different balls. You got to make all 3 in a row. As you get better, pull it back to 5 feet, 6 feet, 7 feet, and you're going to get better and better. But really make that pressure. Try to simulate that pressure the best you can, and you're really going to pay off for you in the long run. So good luck. I'll see you guys later. All right guys, hope y'all really enjoyed this video, but I got a great bonus for you. If we want to be really good at golf, we want to have tons of speed, have a lot of fun, really start cranking that ball, we got to have a lot of lag and then release that lag to get tons of speed. I've got my #1 lag video. I'm going to play a preview of that here in a second. If you want to click the link that pops up on your screen, if you're on a computer, if you're on a tablet, a mobile device, you're going to need to click the iCard. You'll get instant access to that full video, plus you're going to get 5 videos for my top speed golf system. Good luck to you guys. Good luck with that lag. Go out there, crush the ball, have some fun. I'll see you in the lag video. Hi guys, and welcome back. I'm Clay Ballard, and in today's video we're going to talk about one of the absolute worst drills for creating lag. It's a very common drill that I see. And in this drill, what we're going to do is we're going to set the wrist very early to create an angle of lag, and then we're going to try to hold this throughout the swing. It's one of the worst things that you can do to build lag. I'm going to talk about the science behind why this is the case, and I'm also going to give you a great drill to help you improve your lag, all in this video. Let's go ahead and get started. If I do it this way versus holding that position, exact same thing happens when we're building the lag in the golf swing. So what we want to do is throughout the swing, I want to have a very low and wide takeaway. So I'm not going to set my wrist early at all. If you look at a lot of the top players, you look at Adam Scott, very wide takeaway, not very much wrist set at all. You look at Rory McIlroy, look at Tiger Woods. All these players are using a wide takeaway and not getting very much wrist set, so that later in the swing, as we start down, we can increase this wrist set, and we're really only going to max out this angle of lag for a split second in the downswing. Okay, so a 3-step drill here. Now, as we get started with this, I want to remind you that the fulcrum in this golf club for getting a massive amount of lag is right at the end of the golf club. This is where I want my hinge point to be.